Alrighty, folks, day 10 recap. Sorry we got the last one up late today. I
We
posted it to
were
YouTube this morning and completely forgot about the Facebook post.
yeah.
So, sorry about that.
We were so tired last night.
Yeah, we were exhausted. The jacuzzi felt amazing, and then we slept. So, this Airbnb is probably the first one that has air conditioning as good as what we have back home.
Feels amazing.
And we sleep with our house very cold back home, and so I slept like an absolute rock
Yep.
for whatever the 6 hours that we got.
Yep.
And I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, enough of that. So, first thing we did when we got up today, I made some coffee, and then we took a tram into Rome. So, where we're at is kind of due east of the city center of Rome. Don't mind the jacuzzi noise if you heard that. But we're kind of like due east of the city center. It's like a 20-minute metro out to where we're at. So we took a tram in this morning, which was much nicer. And then we got on the metro, which was not nice because it was rush hour and we were packed in like sardines. Not a fan. Rome's metro works, but there's not enough of them.
There's only 3 lines, and one of them is incomplete.
And dedicated towards like going outside
like,
the city.
Every time they try to finish the 3rd line, like start working on it again, they run into more excavations, basically. Like they run into more history that's buried under the ground, and then they have to start excavating and doing all of that, and then they have to stop working on the metro. So
it's their
been,
Kellogg project.
Yeah, they've been working on it for forever, so it only goes so far. So they only have 3 metro lines, which means they are packed.
Yeah.
And so, and like, I've been on metros in lots of European cities. I've been on metros in rush hour in lots of European cities. And nothing as bad as this. Even when I was in London and it was like at its busiest, it was not this bad.
Yeah.
So I decided really quickly, I was like, we will be taking buses, trams,
during
Uber,
rush hours,
anything but the metro during rush hour.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
It's too much.
Too much.
I mean, literally, like you're pushing people to like fill in the crevices of space,
and like you're getting elbowed in the gut.
Yeah, and not a fun experience. But anyways,
so we took a metro in and we went to the Trevi Fountain, which was beautiful. But as we were walking down to like go through our coin in, the police started ushering everybody out, and they closed it off. So
apparently they had to
clean it. They had to drain it and clean it. What we found out later that day. So we did not get to throw our coin in the Trevi Fountain. I guess we never get to come back to Rome.
Yeah, that's the whole shtick, isn't it?
Yeah.
You throw a coin into Trevi Fountain, you're supposed to come back. So I guess we don't get to come back to Rome.
And we won't have eternal love because
we didn't drink from.
There's a tiny fountain by the Trevi Fountain that if you drink from, you have eternal love. So I guess that's
doomed.
We're doomed.
But I did spend on a bull's testicles in Milan, so that's got to be worth something.
Yeah, that might offset it a little bit. Anyway, so we saw the Trevi Fountain. It was great. It wasn't super busy.
No, it really wasn't that bad.
And then
it was beautiful.
Yeah,
definitely one of the things that was like, it's a huge tourist attraction, and I understand why.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Then we went to the Spanish Steps, which were
steps.
Not
one of the things that I thought was the most worthy of being a tourist attraction. It was just stairs from one level of Rome to another level of Rome.
Overrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trevi Fountain, not overrated.
No, Trevi Fountain was dope.
Accurately
Spanish
rated.
Steps, we were there for maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Then we were like, cool, let's move on. So the plan at that point was to get some tiramisu, and there is, at the top of the Spanish Steps, so you go up the Spanish Steps, and then you go around for maybe like a little 5-minute walk, and there is what they call the Villa Borghese, so basically another mansion of some rich person in the past, but it also has like a connected gardens.
So we went, but this tiramisu place didn't open till 10, so we piddled around in this area for a bit, and then went and got tiramisu from Pompey. It's called Pompey. And it is supposedly,
Really
from
good.
what I heard before we came, the best tiramisu you can get in Italy. And it is true. It is taken the place of the first tiramisu I had on our trip.
One.
It is the new number one. So good. They had cacao nibs on top. It was so smooth, so creamy.
Yeah.
It was perfect, and we're going to get more tomorrow. I told Corey we have to go back.
And this place, and she won't try it, but this place has actually multiple varieties of tiramisu. So they have like pistachio tiramisu. They have different flavors. So she's gonna probably get a classic. I think I might venture
and try something
new because it was so good.
It was so good. So the top three
has actually changed dramatically.
So the top three is Pompey, and then at dinner tonight.
Well, we'll cliffhanger. So the top one is now number 3, and we'll tell you about number 2 later.
Yeah.
In the video.
Anyways, so we went and got tiramisu and walked through Villa Borghese,
which was
beautiful. Great. Then we took a metro out to the Aqueduct Park.
Because Corey's a nerd.
Because he's a nerd. And, oh my gosh, it was so cool. So worth it. These aqueducts were giant and so long.
So, for those of you who may or may not know the history of Rome, the aqueducts were a series of basically giant archways that had channels on the top. So they were probably 40, 50 feet tall in some places, maybe taller than that even. That went from like water sources. So it's how they got fresh water into Rome. Rome was one of the first cities that actually had running water throughout the city. That's why they have water fountains that you can literally fill your water up in almost, probably 15, 20 of them throughout the city, if not more. And so these aqueducts, they went all the way, the one that we went to goes all the way out to the mountains, and there's a spring out in the mountains somewhere that pulls water and draws it into the city so that they have water. And so there's a park that they've built around these old aqueducts. So the aqueducts are no longer functional. They've built modern ones and modern ways of transporting water underground and such. But you can see like the ruins and everything. And the thing that I didn't know that was really cool is that they have now built like a sports park within this park. And so there's like a little golf course and clay court, tennis courts, and a whole bunch of different stuff. And people were running, and they had some gardens, and it was gorgeous.
It was awesome. And then the plan was to go to the Musical Instrument Museum, but I wasn't feeling it.
No.
And so we didn't.
We just weren't feeling like walking around another museum. We've seen a lot of museums.
Yeah, so I was just like, we have musical instrument museums back home. I did a little research. The biggest one is actually in Phoenix, Arizona. So I was like, let's take me there. I'll be happy. So we went and got some pizza. Yeah. How much did we pay for lunch, babe?
€6. So we were actually looking for a place to get your nails done.
Yeah, because my nails came off like the day yesterday or the day after. And so I was like, well, we have like some time, like a lot of time to kill.
Yeah.
For the castle. So like, let's just walk around, see if we can find like a nail salon. That'd be kind of fun. There'd be air conditioning, be nice.
And on our way, we
found a pizza
place. We looked to our left, and there were pizzas, and it said €3 for a little, I don't know, maybe
personal pizza,
4 or 5 inch personal pizza,
and a Coke.
So each of us had a pizza and a bottle of Coke for €3 a piece, so €6.
And it was like some of the best pizza I've ever had.
Yeah,
I was like, "Are you kidding me? I paid €3 for this."
Street food in Rome.
Yeah.
The way to go.
Very good. So we had our pizza. Didn't find a nail place there, but when we got back into kind of the city, close to the castle, where the castle was, and we still had like an hour and a half to kill.
Yep.
I found a nail place right next to where we were kind of hanging out, and went in and asked, and I got my nails in.
I took a nap.
And he took a nap, waiting in the chair, which is really funny.
It was a really good nap.
I got practicing my Italian quite a bit, because my nail tech did not speak English. So I learned some Nail terms in Italian. I've increased my vocab today. So that's cool. I can now get my nails done in Italian.
There you go.
Yeah.
They turned out really good.
In fact, they did. They're very cute. What with blue.
So.
But
yeah. So then after she got her nails done, we killed just a little bit more time, and then we ended up at Castle San Angelo, which right now is a castle. Started as a mausoleum in the 300s AD or BC, some around there. Ancient mausoleum by some emperor of Rome. He wanted to be buried there, so he built this giant thing. Well, throughout Rome's history, this thing's been preserved because it has a strategic location, and so it's been used as a fortress to defend Rome. It's been used as a prison, a dungeon, and then now it's a castle with a historical museum. And so
it was really cool.
It was really cool. So you basically, one of the selling points of this place is you get to see kind of all of the phases of Rome's history in one
building, because it's been renovated so much that some of it is still ancient. You have the pieces of it.
Yeah, you still have some of the mausoleum. You have some of the dungeons still left. You have some of the fortifications from when it was a fortress.
Yeah, so, and the view from the top.
It was gorgeous.
Very good. And then there was a treasure room that was really cool.
Yeah,
tell me about that.
They had, so at one point, after it was a prison, during the Enlightenment, the church came in, obviously was now in control of Rome, and so the church actually used it as a church for some time, and as a kind of a papal residency / treasury, whole bunch of stuff. So there was one room inside this castle that had a whole bunch of chests, old chests that you can think of that you can find at garage sales. One of them was
the size of
8 feet wide by maybe 4 feet deep and probably 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And supposedly it was just filled with gold coins. It was literally a secret treasury that they had in case of need. And it had 6 different padlocks with 6 different keys that unlocked them.
Yeah.
It's just just the biggest, literally felt like I was in a cartoon of how big this treasure chest was.
It was really cool.
So, really cool.
So then after that, we realized that our portable battery pack did not charge last night. We don't know if it got jostled or something, but our phones were going to die. We didn't have a backup plan. So we went to McDonald's, which McDonald's in Europe.
McDonald's anywhere other than America, from what I understand,
is so much better than our McDonald's. Okay? First off, it's cleaner.
Yep.
It's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's nicer.
Yep.
They have outlets to charge your phone, so that's why we went there, because they had a USB outlet to plug our phones in.
And what did we eat?
And they have cheesy fries. They have cheesy bacon fries at their McDonald's. Which I don't know why we don't have cheesy bacon fries, because we love cheese and bacon, but
it was amazing.
They were so good. I think we actually had those twice.
Whoa.
Sorry. I think we actually had those
about that.
twice today, didn't we?
Yeah, we had 2 times bacon fries. They were good.
They were really good. So we had those and some coffee. We charged our phone for a bit.
And just rested.
So,
yesterday was the first day in our trip that it's really been summer temperatures and summer sun. So before we left, we hadn't really gotten a lot of summer weather back in Kansas, really just beat down on your head heat.
Hot.
And we got a lot of that yesterday. So we were both just physically drained.
Yesterday was the Italy I remember from last year. Yeah. When I was here last year in Venice, it was hot.
Yeah.
Last year, yeah. I was here last year.
Last year. Where are you now?
Yeah, I was. Sure.
You came to Italy without me. That's very rude.
I know. I snuck away.
Do you have a stunt double or something that I need to know about?
Maybe.
Man, I need to dig into this. Anyway. So... yeah, we decided to just rest. We didn't have anything else on the schedule until as we found out when we were in Bolano in Lake Como, that I have some cousins, the Kirks. If you're out there, you know who you are. But Andy, Daniel and his wife, and then his younger brother Andy, have been in Europe for maybe a little over a week longer than we have. They started in Amsterdam, went through Switzerland, Germany, and ended up in Italy. But they were going to be in Rome at the same time we were. So
what a coincidence.
When we were in Bolano, I texted him and found out what their schedule was like. And so we've been planning on having dinner with them. So once we got done with McDonald's, we had our phones charged up and everything. We walked over. We had made a reservation at a place called Saltimbocca Ristorante. And we didn't actually get any Saltimbocca. So Saltimbocca is like a calzone for us, generally.
Yeah.
But so we met up with them and had some really good dinner.
Yep. We had stuffed beef rolls.
Yeah, which
tasted like pot roast, but imagine like pot roast wrapped around the vegetables.
Kind of like
covered in sauce.
Yeah, kind of like a tenderloin, like a sliced tenderloin, pretty thin, not like sandwich thin, but pretty thin, and then wrapped around like pot roast veggies, onion, celery, carrots, and then
really good.
Like braised in some sort of broth or something. They were delicious.
And then we had
some bruschetta
mix. Which was okay.
I enjoyed it. There was a typical bruschetta, which was really good, and then there was also an olive bruschetta, olive spread, which you do not like olives.
I thought was pate, because we'd had pate bruschetta already,
Somewhere
and I
else.
loved it.
Yep.
And I was like, pate!
No, not pate.
Olives. I was very sad. And then our main course was gnocchi with pesto.
Which is the first time we've had pesto
so
since
good.
we're here. It was so good. And then Andy and Daniel and his wife had never really had... No, I'm going to say they had never had real tiramisu. They had Dylan's tiramisu, which does not count.
So we convinced them to get tiramisu, and they loved it.
They loved it. And where does it rank?
It ranks number 2 in the top 3. So we have Pompi, Saltimbocca, La Darsena.
And the
top
rest...
3 tiramisu. And I've eaten so much tiramisu now that I've kind of started to lose track of all of them.
Well, and everything below that was... Those 3 are in a category of their own.
Yeah, because everything below that was not...
Was good tiramisu, but
good,
not
but
excellent.
it was not memorable.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are...
Because we're tiramisu connoisseurs, you know.
Yes, I consider myself a tiramisu connoisseur. Thank you. And yes, I do. Okay? You eat enough tiramisu in your lifetime, feel like you just earned that status.
You just earned your sommelier.
Yeah, of tiramisu. You bet your butt I am. Sure am.
Oh, man.
Give me my certificate.
No, you get a medallion. Sommelier gets a medallion.
Well, even better.
Even
Where
better.
is it? Let's go.
Oh, man. But no, we had a really good time just catching up with them, sharing travel horror stories.
The good, the bad,
The
the
good,
ugly.
the bad, the ugly. Got to meet Daniel's wife.
Girlfriend.
Or girlfriend, sorry. Girlfriend. So pleasure to meet her. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun to have dinner with them, to get to like talk to somebody at dinner who spoke the same language as you.
That was a little
that
nice.
we actually knew and could relate to.
Yeah.
That was really nice to have that kind of human connection.
Very fun.
But yeah, and then we walked around just a little bit outside of where we ate dinner, which was very... Anytime that there is an uptick in tourists, there's an uptick in scammers. And so it's just... It really just kind of kills the vibe.
Yeah.
Which is sad. So we
left.
We just left and came back to the Airbnb, took some showers, got ready for bed. Obviously hopped in the jacuzzi again, because if you got a jacuzzi and you're not using it, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And now we're getting ready for bed. It's about midnight, and tomorrow we go to
The Vatican?
The Vatican. So.
And we have a cooking class.
Yes.
Where we're gonna make some pasta and some tiramisu.
tiramisu.
Maybe that's where I'll get my medallion. I'll tell the cook. I'll be like, listen, I know.
Here's my list.
Here's my list.
Here's my qualifications.
My resume. And my tiramisu resume. Oh my goodness.
Am I correct? Oh man. But yeah, so we get to go to the Vatican tomorrow and see the Sistine Chapel and
really
all
cool.
the museums that come along with that. So
yep.
Really excited about that. And then we'll probably have actually a pretty chill afternoon. So our cooking class is at 3. I can't remember how long it goes, a couple hours or something like
probably.
that. So we should be back to the Airbnb early evening.
Should be good. A little rest
evening. And then
evening.
we'll get to obviously probably hop in the jacuzzi again and get packed up. Oh no.